Welcome back, Five Aces.
Battle control initialized.
Hey people, Five Aces here. This is gonna be a hell of a cast. The bird's already announcing it from the rooftops, because there is apparently an aerial dogfight going on between some air-to-air combat between some sparrows, I guess, in front of my window. So that's quite exciting. That's gonna add to the sound and backdrop of this cast. Be that as it may, we are going to be tackling another round of our AGL, and we're getting close to the playoffs. After this, it is going to be a special treat. It's going to be the 2v2 tournament, and even further into the future, once this backlog, this spring, this wellspring, this gold mine of replays is dried up, we are going to be tackling the upcoming Dark Tournament as well, which I'm super excited for. If you don't know the format, Dark Tournament is one of my favorite formats. I think it initially got concocted by, I think Mo was one of the players behind the helm of this, if I remember correctly. Anyway, the Dark Tournament is where players play on on unknown maps, and they can have wildly differing rules. Sometimes units just have different stats. Sometimes they have different weapons. Sometimes you fight without shroud. Sometimes you fight with unlimited money. You never know what you're gonna get, and this makes the Dark Tournament completely unpredictable. It makes wildcard victories possible. It makes everything just go bonkers. I love it. Alright, now we are back with Blackened. He is now going to be tackling Anjew. And Anjew has definitely not been an opponent to take lightly. It's not been the greatest of seasons for him, but he's still clinging on, as per usual. Engineer is being pushed back though. He's feeling unsafe in this location. Little firing squad is being lined up, but so far the early engagements have, as per usual, been... Oh no. Ooh! Nice concave. They have definitely been won by Anjew. And by Blackened. And Anjew is sending the technicians in first. This is so smart. Yeah. Oh god, next to the barrels. Do a barrel roll! War Factory's out. No War Factory just yet online for Anjew. It's an allies mirror, so the kennel there was no kennel to delay this. So unfortunately this is just a little bit of a timing disadvantage for Mr. Anjew, who has sent all of his forces down south. Ooh, force fire narrowly missing. So close. He was off by one cell. And there is the triple rockets as well. This is looking like a very, very good early game for Blackened. He has had some really good comebacks off of botched early games, but it's even worse when the early game is going this well. Then, if you're the opponent, you just know that there's gonna be something waiting in store for you. And the first GG push is coming very soon. Yep. In he goes. Engineer is still in the front lines, you know? Still just tanking. You know, that is kind of a... What was he doing there? Even sacrificing some of his rockets there. Not the best line of play. No scatter command coming out, so as soon as the tank connects onto the rifles, it's gonna be lights out. Ooh. Takes a heavy chunk though. Now the focus fire needs to be on the rockets. Very good play. Anjew actually coming back here. Bringing it back, and it's light tank v light tank meta. Just reminds me of the good old days. Oh, there is a ranger mixed in. But it just reminds me of the good old days of the Toyota rush in... what's the mod called? Crush, Kill and Destroy. It's always fun to watch. Light tank gets preserved. And actually the early game somewhat bringing it back from Anjew. He's gonna take out a Derek, but at a premium cost. This army probably forfeit. He doesn't want to rally his rockets in like this. This is not a good call. The rockets are woefully out of position, and there's a medium tank already. The ranger has definitely done a number here. Has chunked. Oh, finding some rockets. Finding so much value. 4 light tanks, but there is mediums in the mix for Blackened, so I'm not seeing Anjew winning this engagement at all. Yeah. There's 2 mediums, there's an actual front line, and the light tanks are connecting so well. counter light tanks somewhat connecting onto the rockets as well, but doesn't turn the tide anymore, and now there is just a stream of mediums. They've all been preserved, and with the tech disadvantage, even after that ranger snipe, the tech disadvantage cannot be overcome that easily. It is starting to look like Blackened, he's going to take this first game in the series in stride. Not being deterred by this one last engagement, not being deterred by losing his oil derrick either. Yeah, the mediums are just warding off everything. And the rockets are so unprotected, they're so exposed. Once this rocket core dies, I think it's lights out. Light tanks are going in, not finding any connections whatsoever. What is he doing here? Oh, the micro was really lackluster there. Most of the rifles have been pushed off. Okay. Infantry core is somehow being depleted from Blackened. Does he have a secondary? Not at the moment. He does have an expansion line though, so we're gonna take an economy toll. And Blackened just ahead by 1 derrick. Not too much. What about the assets? Destroyed type obviously is a hit. But his assets, yeah, the infantry count actually favoring Anjew. But Blackened has got so many tanks. He's got an entire Sverdlovsk full of tanks here. That is, he's playing as Brits. So what's a British arms manufacturer city? I don't actually know any. Okay, mediums are starting to connect. They are, however, being eaten up. They're somewhat being chewed up by the infantry. Light tanks going in, not the best, and this is the front lines crumbling. MCV still has some pushing power left, and Anjew is doing his signature move of just using right click. Use right click to move army. Not the best. Yeah, the destroyed tab is going to reflect that by now. And there is something in the back lines. Yep. This expansion got thoroughly taken care of. Any plans at an expansion were thoroughly thwarted. And the assets are now 8k in favor of Blackened, who is looking to bring this game home. So now that the game is calming down a bit, what's been going on? We recently have had the finals yet again, the equivalent of the SATs, and it was kind of a mixed bag. Had a couple of students who would have done a very good job just selling their recordings of their SATs as sleep medication, instant guaranteed sleep within 5 minutes. There have been others who have just been hilarious. Okay, does he find the angle? Is he going to find the angle onto the Conyard? Man, that would be something. That would be something indeed. But yeah, Conyard has not been pushed off. He's closing the gap. That was really good. That was a really smart play. Bunker obviously starting to chip away here. That is a dead MCV. He needs to destroy the husk. Destroy the husk, else he's just gonna build a mechanic. I betcha there's a mechanic in production right after this. Yup. 20 seconds. I think the husk times out at 1 minute. I think that should be good enough. Backlines, yeah, once again, Blackened has found the harvester flock. And he's gonna take out one immediately. Is there going to be... Oh, his eco is stalling a little bit. Oh, there's the mechanic. Thank you, and MCV restored. Faith in humanity restored. GG being called. Anjew knows he is lost. Yeah, it's been pulled apart by the strings. Game 1. Yeah, kind of a decisive push from Blackened. Not letting loose in this tug of war. And also retaining his Conyard. As a result, 1-0 up. We're going to be back in game number 2.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
We are back here on Pleasant Plains, which looks less pleasant and more like just an autumn desert. The autumn Kalahari. What other faction picks? This time around we've got ourselves a Soviet mirror with the Ukrainian versus the Russian forces. The eternal struggle is real. Are we going to be seeing a dog opener? I honestly don't think it's that viable on this map because the rush distance to the enemy derrick is very long. And there are not that many objectives to contest. There is exactly 1 derrick per player. There's a church. You want to fight over the church? Sure. Sure. You know, it should have a donation box inside. If we learned anything from the RA campaign, it is that it houses a money crate with at least 2k in store. Grenadier Rush? Alrighty. Haven't seen that one in a while. He's committing hard. Is this a 6 grand? Yup. 6 grand, and Blackened crucially does not have a defense lined up. This is gonna be an interesting one. I honestly don't like the idea too much on this map because your opponent is always gonna have a barracks. He's always gonna go for his close proximity derrick. And then there is nothing else to contest out on the map. So really, it incentivizes your opponent to play passive. And the engineer, is he gonna give it away? Oh no, not like this. I hope there's... Oh, it's attack move. Yep. Attack move it is, and the detachment of rifles are immediately warding off the enemy grenadiers. I think this push is already failed. Engineer is waiting in the wings, but yeah, Blackened can play as defensive as he likes here. He's trying so hard to find the multi-prong. You know, the grenades do a number if they do connect, and also you can do some cute hit and run because grenadiers do actually run faster than regular infantry. Yeah. This was never meant to be. 2 grenades are connecting onto the power plant. Not enough to kick him into low power, and as a result, it's gonna be very far behind. 2 harvesters each, 2 refineries each, and the war factory. What about the war factory? My lord. This has cost him so much APM that his production is has just churned out a war factory like 20 seconds later. Yikes. That is not a good start. Oh no, wait. Maybe that was a 1 refinery start from Blackened. A greedy war factory rush, yes, seems like it. So he's gonna scale up faster as well. And there is only a brief timing window where you can really utilize that as your as opponent. But if you've lost the early game this decisively already, as has Anjew, then you're probably not gonna win the game off of that. At least not in the early game macro department. There is now an APC just for some pushing power. Maybe he's gonna go for some load up rocket soldier harass. I would not be opposed to that. To be specific, I would love it. Flag track out for Anjew. I don't particularly like it in a Soviet mirror. The one advantage it has, oh god, there is no rockets here. One advantage it has is the mobility, but in a Soviet mirror it's kind of cutthroat. You want as much armor as possible because, yeah, otherwise this happens. Otherwise you are just gonna be facing off against some APCs. And the APCs are gonna be extra. Oh god, even retains this one. This is a disaster. This is a completely botched early game. Could scantily have gone worse. Yeah, 700 under 30, under 3k. And he is trying to supplement his army now with his own shoeboxes of doom. But yeah, one of those players has lost a lot of infantry. The other one hasn't. Ain't looking too hot anymore, and the economy... Oh! Wait, what? How is he heading assets? But there is now a heavy tank out. Fresh out of the factory and already gets to snack on some shoeboxes. You know, like an Amazon online shopping addict. Just getting all the shoeboxes delivered to him. Very mobile shoeboxes, though. I mean, there is one unit in the entire Command & Conquer universe that is more shoeboxy than the APC, and that's the Flame Tongue from Tapir and Son. That one literally just is a shoebox model, I swear. It's APCs against tanks and against a very, very strong infantry corps. He's trying to line it up. So His best bet now is a Hail Mary and trying to squish as many rockets as possible, but realistically, this is over. What about the engineer? Just doing some push-ups, you know. Also, the infantry is out of position. They are not connecting with the main army right now. Anjew knows he needs to take the risk. He knows he needs to basically expand or die. It's very much under pressure. This tank gets warded off for now. Shoeboxes are taking a chunk. Box v box. Oh no, that's an unprotected infantry line. Oh, and there is no flame tower ready just yet. This is a complete disaster. And he's blocking with the APC, so the enemy APCs are not connecting. Man, this was just stellar play here. And the front lines are soaking up all the damage from the infantry. There is one Tesla coil out. The harvesters are being pulled. It is all over but the crying. Tesla coil gets one shoebox. That is it. Clean 2-0 sweep. And that was just, yeah, honestly, better macro and better micro from Blackened. It was Anjew being a bit inattentive in the early game, losing so much APM to his grenadier push that completely failed. And I really don't think it was well suited for this map. But be that as it may, we're going to be back with more OpenRA with some more Red Alert Global League. Then thereafter it's going to be 2v2 League and the Dark Tournament, which I'm very, very hyped for. So stay tuned, and also maybe some Shadow Paradise mixed in for good measure. Thank you for watching, I'll see you next time. 5 Aces, out.